All right, guys, so in this video, I'm going to be telling you the exact strategy a friend of mine used to go from $0 to $100,000 a month in SaaS without knowing how to write one line of code and without knowing much marketing at all. So a lot of you are probably thinking, what is this guy talking about? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but it worked for him, and you could probably replicate the exact same thing if you have a couple of brain cells bouncing around. So what he did is similar to what these growth providers or growth marketers or growth specialists are doing nowadays, where they are partnering with a influencer or a guru in a specific B2B niche or space that has a massive pain point or problem. And they're going and they're building courses or info products for these gurus using their audience to distribute the product, and they are taking a cut on the back end. So similar to what they are doing, what my friend did is he built a really wide network of agency owners in the lead generation space, as he was an agency owner in the lead gen space before as well. And because he knows the game and he knows all the players, now he realizes that, okay, these gurus or influencers in the lead gen space have a massive audience. So he's friends with some creators on X, Instagram, YouTube, with audiences of 50, 100,000 subscribers or followers. And he realizes that they are usually putting out content and selling either their services or they're selling info. Now, what is the problem with service-based businesses and info products? Well, you cannot make an exit and they're not infinitely scalable, because to scale an agency, you need to hire more labor, you need a bigger team, you need more resources as you grow, and your margins probably drop. Info is infinitely scalable, but there is no exit potential. And to be honest, shilling your audience courses or communities or programs is probably going to burn them out after a while, and you're going to turn into one of the Iman Gadzis of the world who had great content at first, but now all he wants to do is sell you shit. Basically, now what the friend of mine is doing is he's partnering with these big influencers in the lead gen space, and he's building a lead generation software. It's an Instagram outreach tool for these agency owners to use to get more clients, or to use for their clients to get their clients more leads. And he knows that that creator's audience is full of agency owners. So what does he do? He approaches the creator and says, hey, listen, man, I know you have an audience of 100,000 followers on Twitter and 100,000 subs on YouTube, and you've been selling your services as an agency, or you've been selling info. Listen, that's not scalable. You can't exit that. You cannot build any equity or any product that continually serves your audience. Why don't I build you a software as a service platform, and you sell it to your audience, and we will split the cut 50-50. So what does he do? He reaches out to hundreds or thousands of these influencers in the space that he chooses, and he gets a few of them on board for either a revenue share or an equity share. He goes ahead and he reaches out to us at Levanta Studio to build an MVP or his product. Then he gets his creators to make demos, or he makes the demos himself, and then they sell it through their distribution channels, which are already owned audiences on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, newsletters, etc. Now, once these creators start pushing it to their audience, instead of having to run ads or run cold email or do all of the lead generation and client acquisition himself, he's taken that part and outsourced it. He doesn't have to think about it. He's outsourced the software development side as well to our agency. So what is he? Basically a middleman who has connected our agency with our development services to a creator with a massive audience to build a product that serves that audience and solves a massive pain point to let them continually solve that throughout their career. Now, it sounds very simple, but it is not. You have to know exactly how to reach out to these gurus or influencers and who to choose as your development partner. So that friend of mine, and now past client of ours, has been able to scale that software from $0 to $100,000 a month in revenue just by using influencer and creator arbitrage and outsourcing the development of his product. He hasn't written one line of code, and he hasn't done any lead generation or sales for the platform himself. Now, my question to you is, why can't you do the same? With all the influencers and gurus and creators with massive audiences in the B2B space, I'm 100% sure if you send a couple thousand emails offering a creator a fully developed SaaS platform and them having to do no work other than writing a few tweets, sending a few emails, or creating a few YouTube videos, and they're able to create real portfolio value and equity in a company that is exitable in the long term for a 5 to 10x multiple, I'm pretty sure they would give you the time of day. We've seen similar things done with softwares we've all used in the past, as I'm sure you know, with Instantly AI. Nils and his co-founders, before they even had a software, they were agency owners, and all they did was build their brand on Twitter and on YouTube. And once they had a solid audience with a similar pain point that they were facing in the lead generation space, they created probably the best cold email outreach tool of all time and used that audience on Twitter to promote their tool, which now has grown to $100 million valuation off of Twitter and cold emails alone. Now, instead of you going ahead and growing your audience on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram over a few months or a year, why don't you just skip that step and reach out to 10,000 different creators or influencers in a niche that you know very well and approach them with this idea? I'm sure compared to info or agency work, if you present them with an idea that is infinitely scalable and has valuation and equity and exit potential for 6, 7, 8, 9 figures, you will probably get the time of day from at least a few of them to pitch your idea. So yeah, that's basically it from that video. If you want to start software in 2024 and you don't want to learn how to code and you don't want to spend every single day in the trenches, this is probably the number one easiest way for a beginner to go from $0 to $100,000 a month. And I won't be surprised if we start seeing tons of these as software development starts getting easier and easier and owned audience get more and more powerful day by day. So do with this what you will. I just thought I'd put it out there, but this is the lazy man's way to $1 million in SaaS. See you guys in the next one.